Good morning everyone and thank you kayo sa inyong pagtambong sa wake ni Nanay and allow me to speak in mixed languages because I'm just only making one video and I would be sharing this video to others. And in this video, I would like to express how thankful I am for the support, for the love, for all the help that you have extended to my family. I was asked a few days ago to say something about my mom. As a woman, my mom was very strong, and I could say that she was very faithful and she was very devoted to her faith. As a daughter, I thought she was very faithful to her parents. As a matter of fact, her parents lived with us until the last days of their lives. And my mom, as a wife, I thought she was a very good wife. Never did I see them fight with my father. She was a very devoted wife. Although they would argue a little bit, but eventually they would patch things up, and I could see that they were almost communicating on a regular basis. I thought that was the essence of a good marriage, communication. My mom, as a worker, she was a very hardworking person. She was a literature evangelist for a long time. And tungod ana, we were able to go to Baguio City, Davao, Cebu for LA convention. Og growing up, I noticed that a lot of literature evangelists would visit our homes because my mom was a magazine leader and they would worship, they would sing. And I thought my mom's life was always in the literature ministry. She loved what she did and she loved the people that she worked with. And as a mother, my mom was very strict. She was a disciplinarian, and she always imparted to us things that pertains about God and things that she believes is right. Like for example, like in my entire life, I have never studied at a non-Adventist university. From kindergarten, elementary, high school, and college, every school that I attended was all Adventist school because she believed in Adventist education, because she read a lot of Ellen G. White books, and she was convinced that Adventist education can help a lot of students become workers for God. So, although we were not rich, but she worked hard so that we could be able to finish our education in an Adventist school. And I thought she was very successful in that area. Yes, my mom was strict, she was disciplinarian, but she was also showing us the effect of being faithful to God. Never in my entire life, when I was staying with her, did I see or hear that she was worried about tomorrow. She was always praying to God to guide us and to provide us everything we need. When we were living in Iligan City, I could say that life back then was okay. I was living with my grandparents, my parents, her brothers, and there were a lot of people in the house, but because my grandfather had this house interior business and my mom, she was a literature evangelist, and my dad was working at National Steel Corporation. So I could say that everything was okay financially. But when my dad decided to retire, and then when the family decided to move to Mantikau, kaya tungod lagi sa akong education, my parents didn't want me to live in a dormitory. So ang nahitabo was they sacrificed everything so that I could go to, or they could be with me as I study at Mindanao Mission Academy. So that's what happened. We rented a house in Mantikau. My dad bought two jeepneys to support us, or to support our daily needs. And at first it was okay. We didn't have much problem. But as time went by, ang among financial capacity murag, di jud ingon murag, it came to a very low point. Nga at first, our house in Iligan was sold, and then one jeepney was sold, the other one was sold, and everything in the house was sold. Among refrigerator was sold, video games was sold. Oh, wala na nabilin sa among balay. And I was starting college that time. One time when I went home, ang akong tatay siguro murag na overwhelmed jud siguro siya sa kalisod sa panahon. He asked me this question. Dong, unsa gali kurso nimo sa MVC? Although he knew about it. Anak ko nga, theology man ko tayha na siya nga. Mas maayo siguro kung usbo na lang nimo imong kurso. But when my mom heard that, she said, "Uy, ayaw pag-ingana, Jaime. Kay kung kini mao ang pamaagi sa Ginoo nga maglisod ta aron lamang maduol ta kaniya, so be it." So dito na ako nakita mga kaigsunan nga, although we were in our low point, okay, but my mom's faith in God was still very strong. So I could say that my mom, as a mother, she taught her children not only through words but also through actions nga bisag unsa kalisod sa panahon, God is there and God will always be there. Naalang ko'y uban nga mga regrets nga kinini ang because I was not able to do it. Like for example, like last year, I think same time this year, my mom was able to come here to Korea to visit me and my family. The plan was for her to stay here for 3 months because her visa was 3 months. However, my wife gave birth a day before she came. So ang nahitabo ato, I was working at the same time after where I had to go home because I had to help my wife and the baby. And she was here together with my mother-in-law. I regret not being able to bring her to those beautiful places here in Korea because of the circumstance. And apart from that, my mom and Jamie they were very inseparable. And every day, my mom would call Jamie. She was worried about Jamie's situation. So ang nahitabo, ang 3 months na plano nga magstay sa dinhi, it only became 1 month. But I promised her nga, Nay, when you come back, we will explore those places. And she said, okay. And she even said that she would come back with a friend. Forgot the name of the friend nga. But that was the plan. And sometime during January this year, I got a text message from my sister. She said that she got information from my uncle, my mom's brother in Cagayan de Oro City, that my mom is having some physical problems. ang kuan man gud nga, while my mom was here in Korea, I didn't have any clue that she was sick. Nga naa dya siya bulatian. Oh. So, that January, this year, when my sister informed me about it, kaana ko nga, hala, naa dya balatian si nanay. Kaya magluwa na daw kuno siya og dugo. So I said, okay, I think what we could do is bring her to a doctor. And then few days after that, ang akong ate nga si Joy, ingon ra ba siya nga di jud daw kuno nako i-reveal iyang name. So Ate Joy, ako na lang kang i-reveal. Si Ate Joy sent me a message. Ingon siya nga, Jap, your mom has TB. We want to help her. We want her to get well. And please talk to her about it. So ang nahitabo, mga kaigsuunan, I called my mom right there and then. I didn't ask her about her condition. I just told her nga, Nay, you need to see a doctor. We'll send you the money. O maon eh. Mga February na siya igsuon. And then she said nga, she went to the doctor and wala pa kuno siya medicines because she had to undergo some test. And I thought that maybe after a few days she had this test and she got the test she got the test result after a few days too. And then she told me, Nak, praise the Lord because everything is okay. So while listening to those words, kaingon po ko, praise God nga katud diyang pagluwa ni nanay og dugo, kana diyang pag-ubo-ubo, dili jud na siya serious. Because according to my nanay, the lab test showed nga okay ra daw kuno. And then February 26 came. My family decided to go back to the Philippines because that time, this year ni siya February 26, because that time kinini ang recorded nga infected people sa Philippines tulo ra ka buok nga nagpositive sa COVID, while in Korea there were already thousands of those people who got infected with the virus. So because of the situation here, we were scared because of the rise of the number of those people who were getting infected on a daily basis. So we decided to go home on the 26th of February. It's like 3 days. 3 days. We made a decision today, and after 2 days, we flew. But a day before we flew, I called my mom, told her na, she was at the hospital that time because a few days earlier, Jami sent me a message nga si nanay ko no, na admit siya because she had difficulty breathing. So on the 25th, she was still in the hospital. So I called her, kinini ang pagtawag na ako, naatol po to nga naa ang doctor dito sa iyang room. I'm not sure if that was Dr. De Lorena. So I was able to talk to the doctor. Anak ko nga, Doc, kumusta man ang diagnosis akong nanay? And then the doctor told me frankly na ang imong nanay, according to the lab test, na nakita na carcinoma. Anak ko nga, carcinoma, cancer man na siya. And then she told me nga, imong nanay na ay cancer. Anak ko, okay. Unsay stage, Doc? Anak siya nga, because nanay presence of fluids sa iyang lungs, I think that's stage 4. When the doctor said stage 4, mura na ko. Murag nawala na jud, murag murag nawala akong concentration that time mga kaigsunan because I was driving that time. uh, I pulled over, I cried, and I prayed to God nga, Lord, what's happening? And then I realized nga kinijing pag uli na mo the following day on the 26th, dili din ingon nga we were going home because nga mo escape me sa virus, but we were going home because among bisitahon si nanay. So mo na siya nga, but on the 25th, when I found out that she had stage 4 cancer, I could see that she was still very faithful. And she told me nga, anak, wala naman ko natingala sa pagstorya sa doctor about ana. She said, I'm prepared. And then she said nga, I know nga naam jud isa nga mauna sa atua. Oh. But what's important na nga nag-alaga jud tas Ginoo nga bisan unsa may mahitabo sa atua, God is in control. So I saw her faith in that time. So we flew niya. Ang nahitabo nga kinini ang pag-abot yun na mog Manila, pwede ra jud unta mi nga the following day mo fly mi pa Iligan, but because we were in Korea, the hotbed of the virus, so we decided to stay in our place in Cavite for 14 days para mag self-quarantine. Nobody told us to do it, but we volunteered ourselves to do or to isolate ourselves. Kay hospital ra ba po na among adtuan. So, on the 14th day, we flew to Iligan. Oh. And then, we landed at Lagindingan, mga alas 7 na gorotos gabi. And then, we took the taxi going to Iligan. Naabot mi kuan mga alas 10 gabi sa Iligan. Nangita pa mi kung asa mi makasaka. And we found a pension house, so we stayed for the night. And then, immediately sa dihang na naplastar na ako ang tanan sa pension house, I immediately went to my mom. I surprised her at 10:30 in the evening. I said, Nay, nan ako din hi. Oh. And then I could not really hug her because according to them nga kinini ang airborne daw kuno because na siya TV that time. Also, motor na hitabo, so but I saw Jamie there too. And then anak ko nga, I'll be back tomorrow morning para to be with you. So the following day, I thought that was Friday. Oh. Anak pong Friday, gi-announce po nila nga, or basta March 15, ilang gi-announce nga, lockdown ako nung Manila. Oh. So, di na may makabalik Manila. Oh, because the plan was to, after Iligan, magstay mi sa Iligan o 10 days siguro to, and then after that, we will go back to Cavite. Oh, kay amo pang ipagkuan ang situation diri sa Korea ba kung nag-okay na ba, and then the plan was we would be staying in the Philippines for 2 or 3 months, and then kung okay na situation sa Korea, we would go back to Korea. So that was it. So Friday, kuan pa ko sa kay nanay, bisita pa ko sa iyang hospital. There I met Auntie Dina for the first time. I met Ate Lisa for the first time, and yeah, then the following day, Saturday, nianto na po ko ni nanay, ni-visit ko, and that was also the time I was able to talk to one of nanay's doctors, Dr. Marcelia. Dr. Marcelia is a very good doctor. He explained to me everything kung sa situation ni nanay, and I thought, yeah, anak na dyan yung situation, stage 4 na, yeah. wala na jud ako kay mahimo ng stage 4, but right there and then I believe nga kung wala na mahimo ang tao, God is always there, and I was always praying for miracles to happen. So mo na siya, and then I was also informed na I had to stop visiting nanay. I was advised to stop visiting her because we actually passed by Manila. O kay and that time murag nag-anam-anam na pud kadaghan ang mga infected people sa Manila. So Manila was considered the epicenter na of the COVID here in the Philippines. So I was advised nga kinini ang to stay away sa akong mom, and I was advised to do or to quarantine for 14 days. So nakaingon ko nga 10 days ra ba among plano nga magstay din here, but if they would advise us to do quarantine for 14 days, then wala ko'y mahimo without I had to follow the hospital rules. What happened was it was a very painful experience because I had to say bye to my mom that Saturday, and in my mind, possibly that was also the last time I would see her alive. So when I told her nga we had to leave Iligan kay because mag-lockdown po daw din basig din na may kabalik, ana siya nga sige panghawa na mo kay basig ma-lockdown mo. Although she wanted us to stay for a long time because of her condition, she wanted to have support from us, her family, but because of the situation, she told us to like just go. Then Ate Lisa helped us too, and she explained to my nanay about the situation. So, but right there, wala pa jud mi kinini ang naka-decide nga muhawa totally sa Iligan. One of my regrets too nga kinini ang I brought my family to Iligan. Everybody, my 3 children, my wife were there, pero wala jud sila nakita ni nanay. Duol na lang jud kayo unta. Naa na lang jud sila sa gawas, but we were prohibited. They were prohibited to come because of situation ni nanay. So mao to, our short stay in Iligan became shorter when we were informed nga mag-lockdown ng Cagayan, ng Iligan, niya makancel na ang mga flights. So early in the morning, we left Iligan and we flew to Cebu. Ug sa dihang Cebu, after 2 days, we came back here to Korea. Okay? Wala na may maadtuan, wala may balay sa Iligan, wala may balay sa Cebu. Di na po may kaadto Cavite kay na lockdown na. So we just came back here. Niya pagbalik na mo din sa Korea, ang situation became murag nag-improve yun ang situation kay less na lang ang infected sa virus. And then but even if when I was here, I would still call nanay, check her kung kumusta na siya together with Jamie, and okay naman daw siya. Daghan ng fluids nga nakuha sa iyang lungs, and then makatulog na siya sakto, and I was very happy about the improvement that she had. And then time came for her to be discharged. Na postpone ba to several times because wala lagi may kadtuan nga balay. But like to praise the Lord for Ate Dina nga eventually nagsugot siya nga dito sa sinanay nga magstay sa balay nga ilang giabangan. To make it shorter, I was still calling nanay dito sa Iligan together with Jamie, and then few days ago, I thought that was Sunday siguro to, Jamie called us, me and my sister. She called us, ana siya nga, uy, si mami, dili na makaila. Limtanon na kay siya, gipangutanan na ako siya kung kinsa iyang mga anak. Ang itubag kay si Dolpo, si Loloy, o si Dudong kuno. So nabungaw. Unya, and then, bisag unsa lang ko nung ipangutana, murag lahi na ang tubag. And then, she said one time that she would go to Balingasag daw kuno. So nag-ana ko, hala no, si nanay. Na, gibungaw na siya. And then, that Sunday, she was still able to face us sa kuan ba sa online na mo nga chat. She was able to face us, and then ipangutana sa ni Jamie nga kinsa man imong mga anak. Nakaana pa siya nga si Jasper, kinsa pang isa niya si Hasmin. And then ang nakita nako nagbabay na lang siya niya, nihawa na yun, nibalik sa iyang kwarto. That was the last time I saw her sa video. And then few days after that, like 2 days ago, Jamie called us early in the morning informing us that Nanay has passed away. Almost 25 years ago, my grandmother passed away, and it was hard because that was the first death in the family. My grandfather passed away, but couldn't remember because they didn't let me know that my grandfather passed away. 8 years ago, my dad passed away, and it was hard. But the hardest is losing my mom this time. When my dad passed away, murag dali raman ko naka-move on. But this time, murag dako kay impact sa akong life ang iyang pagkawala. And I'm praying to God na God will give me the strength to be able to move on from this experience, because what my mother would want me to be is to be strong and to move on, because there's hope that I will see them again when Christ comes. At this point in time, I would like to thank everybody who's been involved in this process. I always believe that God would always send holy angels to touch the hearts of people. And these people have helped us in a very, very amazing way. First and foremost, I would like to thank Nanay's doctors, nurses at Mindanao Sanitarium and Hospital, to Dr. De Lorena, Dr. Marcelia, Dr. De La Cruz. Thank you so much for taking care of my mom. To the nurses, I just would like also to thank this community of angels, the La Sierra Seventh-day Adventist community. Dako kay kung utang kabubuton ninyo, dili lang tungod sa kani nga sitwasyon, but when my father passed away, you were there too. So words are not enough to thank you. And I hope nga I'll be able to get back to you and be able to help you in some ways. Thank you kayo sa inyong love sa akong family, especially to these angels. Auntie Dina, thank you kayo sa imong mga sacrifices. Akong mama, thank you jud kayo to Ate Lisa. Thank you kayo sa mga members sa La Sierra Church, Pastor Renerato, Kuya Sammy, Bajing. I cannot name you all, but I'm very, very thankful to what you've done to my family. I would like also to thank Jun Taer, Mom Arlene for being angels too. You took the extra mile so that we can be able to pay our hospital bills. To Sir Willie Hondonero, thank you so much, sir, sa imong consideration sa among family. I would like also to thank my family here in Korea, the Philsdak Church. Thank you so much nga kanunay mo nagatabang sa amoa, your love and support, and most of all your prayers. Thank you kayo. To Pastor Harold Haliasgo, salamat kayo sa imong tawag the other day. To my best friend here, Pupuy, thank you kayo, and to my classmates, to my professors, and to my bosses who have shared their love to me, who have understood me sa akong situation ron. Thank you kayo. Like also to thank my wife who's been very supportive. Kay kinini usahay lagi ka nang matulala ka nga di nakakabalo sa imong buhaton, but she's always there, understanding my situation. And I'd like also to thank my classmates through the leadership of Attorney Randall T. Ma'am Marchi, salamat kayo sa pag-facilitate sa mga flowers, and for the Pastor Maymay for the continued prayers. Nalang ko'y gamay nga message, no? When my mom was alive, she was always hoping and praying that her brothers will be able to go back to serving God. I would like to praise the Lord that Uncle Nonoy has come back. I'd like also to praise the Lord that God is giving time and opportunity for her brothers to be able to come back. I'm praying for my Uncle Dodong, Manoy Loloy, Vic Strong, Gio Jessica. As always, Nanay wants you to serve God because time is running out. So if there's time, remember, God is always there. He is asking you, He's asking us to come. Let's not wait for tomorrow, because today is the right time for Him to come. So kana lang, again, thank you kayo sa inyong tanan. Thank you kayo sa inyong help financially. Thank you kayo sa inyong mga prayers. And thank you kayo mga kaigsunan. God bless us all.